Hi everybody, how are you? I hope everybody's doing well. Okay? This is the second time I'm doing this video. And I don't want it to be as long as the previous one. Maybe I'll make that one public, but I don't think I will. Excuse me. Regarding the incident with the postal worker, and the trans woman at the deli / bodega in Harlem. Like I said, I did this video about a week ago, and I want to first start out by saying rest in peace. Rest in peace. My prayers go out to the family, and friends and loved ones of this young man. And also my prayers go out to the family of Jaya, because her loved ones, because she's being taken away as well. I've gotten into so many arguments over this online. And pretty much I knew the tea from like a week and a half ago, like a week ago, I should say. I knew the tea. There were some things that I know how this goes. I just know how certain men in the community, how they move, how they operate. I don't want to go into my normal diatribe of how cowardly they are, because these are the same men that will insult you, bully you, want to, rough you up, and then they want to make love to you in the same moment afterwards. The next moment, then they want to kiss you, and they want to be up in your house, but then when they see you in the street, they want to fight you. It's just, it gives all of that. I don't know what happened. None of us knows. But any trans woman of color, any gay man of color, and hell, even some of the lesbians of color, they know the tea. Everyone knows there's this unspoken thing that we know. I wasn't in that bodega. But I know how I am when I'm around certain men of color. Because I don't feel safe. And I don't know anyone that does. They don't feel safe around each other. Which is why they carry pieces and they carry stuff. But anyone that is not them, meaning a black woman, a Latin woman, any kind of woman, trans women, gay men, don't feel safe around them. And this is not to put the blame on him, because like I said, I don't know. But what I do know is that it's really suspicious and odd that everybody has video cameras and they video record everything. They video record women getting on a train getting lit up. Okay? They all stood around recording her get lit up. Okay? They record one of these bandits pushing someone on a train platform as the train is zooming into the station. I wonder if that man has passed away, because I know he was in an ICU. Okay? They capture everything. How come there are no videos of this incident inside the bodega? You know why? Because those bandits, those neighborhoods tend to have bandits. Like, they all have the code. Okay? Just like the no snitching code, they all have the code. I find it interesting why those videos are being suppressed if somebody's tried to upload them. Because I just don't believe that she just wanted to do that to him over his place in line. I can't see any trans woman picking a fight with a straight black man. I just can't see that. I don't know. I'm not saying that he's wrong. I'm not saying that he did anything wrong. I'm just saying I'm looking at it from a very nuanced lens filled with context. I don't know any trans woman that is in a public space that is going to pick a fight with a man. I just don't know. I don't know. When a lot of times, even the girls that pass that are real as rain, we're not trying to have all that, all that interaction with them. Okay? We're not trying to have all that interaction with them, so we're not going to sit around and taunt them. Okay? Something happened. Something happened. Period. I'm not quick to jump on the bandwagon of blaming this trans woman for unaliving him. I'm just not. And the media is sick. Baby, when I tell you, Trump isn't even in office. And these people that helped put him in, the Rupert Murdochs, the New York Post, they have these headlines that are disgusting and violent and transphobic. It's disgusting. But at the end of the day, they want to criminalize and demonize trans women so that they can have a reason to brutalize us, to discriminate against us, to bully us, to taunt us. This girl, I'm sure when she went out to that bodega, she wasn't planning on any of this stuff happening. She wasn't planning on any of it happening. But people are tired. The dolls are tired. The gay boys are tired. The black women are tired of always being brutalized at the hands of these men. Again, I have to repeat, I don't know what happened. I'm not blaming him because I don't know the story. I'm a little frustrated that the story, the truth, the videotape, everything, all the videos, all the people that was in there, nobody was recording the altercation. Nobody did it? Really? And I'm frustrated that it's being suppressed. Let me tell you something. And this has nothing to do with Ray Hodges. May he rest in peace. But I want to know what happened. Because everyone's so quick to demonize trans women and this trans woman. Okay? But they say nothing when these men are pushing people onto train tracks. When these men are lighting people up and burning them on trains. When they're pew-pewing up the neighborhoods. When they're doing all the things that they're doing, okay? When they're doing all the stuff that they're doing, the stuff that they're doing to kids, the stuff that they're doing to animals, the stuff that they're doing to elderly, the stuff that they're doing to the LGBT community, the stuff that they're doing to black women, the stuff that they're doing to black LGBT. Okay? I don't know, but I want to know. Because I refuse. I've had to argue with people. Like, no, you're not going to just do that. And here's the thing. You know what's pissing? This is another aspect of it. Jaya is a Latina trans woman who tends to be the preference of these men. These black men. That's their preference. And so they're sitting around and saying all this stuff about her, okay? But They will never go after the Latin trans women like that. They will never do that. I've seen men who are homophobic and transphobic will go and chase a Latin trans girl. Okay, and put them on a pedestal and tell them things like they're so much better than the black girls. I've seen it. I've heard it. People have thought that I was Latin, like a Latin trans girl. I've heard black men say things like that to me. But you know who's going to get the brunt of this backlash? The black trans women. And we had nothing to do with it. The black trans women. Because see, the Latin trans girls in these hoods are going to be the ones that's going to have these niggas come out of their pocket and pay. And these dudes will go in there, and they're not going to run their mouth. These dudes will go and lay up with them and tell them how real and passable and beautiful they are. And read the black girls. Okay? And then go back to their neighborhood and bully the black girls. All because of stuff that the white trans girls do. All because of stuff that the Latin trans girls do. And yeah, the black trans girls are messy too. Messy boots. But a lot of the messy stuff comes from a lot of people that aren't black. And I think the irony is that Jaya could very well be the preference of most of these bandits. And they're all in the comments talking about how horrible she is, knowing that they fantasize about her. They fantasize. That's their preference. These are your preferences. But you want to get on in these public spaces because everybody's talking about it and saying the same thing. You want to get in these public spaces and trash all trans women. But these particular Latin trans women are your preference. Okay? It to me is just horrible. It's horrible. Because the black trans women are going to be the ones that's going to catch it. Because of her. And granted, I'm not blaming her for anything. I don't know. I can't blame her. Only thing I could say is that she did what she did. And it's unfortunate. And it's messed up. But I don't know what drove her to that. All I know is that the dolls are tired. They're tired of y'all. And the funny thing is that you see nothing but a bunch of mammies all in the comments talking about how pretty, how handsome he was, and it's a shame, and that Jaya is a he, she, and all this other stuff. Y'all hate trans women so much that you want the girls to either be unalived or put away in prison. Thinking that that's going to save y'all, your little egos, that it's going to help you to hold on to these men that don't even want you. They show you time and time again that they don't want you. They don't protect you. They don't provide. And they talk about y'all and say that y'all are masculine. They read y'all to us. They read y'all to white women. They read y'all to the Latin girls. And you out here fighting for them? None of us know what happened. It's unfortunate that that man lost his life. I don't wish that on anyone. And I don't wish that on Jaya. But we don't know if that was self-defense. You don't know what happened to that young lady. You don't know what her history is, what her past is. You don't know if she's been... Every trans woman that I know of has had to fight these dudes. And come to find out, all of these dudes are into trans women. Like I said before, I know. I've dated a guy, okay, that I'm on the phone with him, and here I am, his trans girlfriend, that he likes doing everything with, sexually. And he's in a store, 9:30 in the morning, about 12 years ago, almost 12 years ago. 9:30 in the morning, a bodega in Brooklyn. And a trans girl comes into the bodega. And he's like, I can hear it in his voice. He was like, ugh, that's ugly. Ugh, that's ugly. And it was so loud in how he was talking about it. And I was like, what's that? What are you talking about? He was like, no, somebody from your community just walked into the store. And I'm like, well, why would you do that? You know what it takes for a trans woman to show up in public, especially no matter where she's at in her transition? Do you know how hard that is? Why would you do that? And all I kept thinking about, he's giving her all this negative energy, drawing attention to the fact that she's trans. And if she only knew he was on the phone with a trans woman when he was doing all that fuck shit. And this is what I'm saying. They're dangerous. Okay? They're dangerous. They love you one moment and the next moment they want to fight you. Or they want to demonize you. Because they can't handle being in a relationship with you. None of us knows what happened. None of us knows what was said before it escalated. Nobody knows. Clearly, this young lady felt she was in danger. Clearly, she's not going to walk around with that thing on her if she felt safe in Harlem. Harlem's the same place where that young, beautiful girl, back in 2012, 2013, was unalived. When she was walking in the street, what was her name? And she was so pretty. I think she was a pretty young girl. What was her name? She was in Harlem. And she was walking with friends, and the guy thought he was with his friends, and he thought she was pretty and tried to holler at her. And then when his friend mentioned that she was trans, then he started to whoop on her. And he whooped on her till she was unalived. Beautiful girl. Okay? Harlem has a very long history of that type of behavior. Okay? The girls aren't walking around with things like that on them because they feel safe, because they feel protected. They don't feel protected. And y'all sit around, and what killed me is going through the comments and all the women that are like, oh my God. Okay, they're screaming out, that's a man. In the comments, that's a he, she. That's a man. And I'm like, you're a part of the problem. You're the problem. Eastlawn Nettles. Remember the case of Eastlawn Nettles from Harlem? Pretty girl that he was attracted to her, and he was with his friends, and one of his friends pointed out, oh, she's trans, and then he felt some kind of way, and then he did what he did, and she's no longer with us. Okay? These women are doing the same thing. Oh, that's a man, that's a man, that's a man. Okay? And then have the nerve to turn around and say that this girl was she was on YouTube. She was in the comments on one of the videos on YouTube talking about, oh, I always tell these guys that, point out the trans girls if we see them out because I feel like I want to protect the trans girls. No, you don't. You don't give a fuck about us. You're not trying to protect us. You're trying to hold on to these men because you don't want them looking at us and being turned on by us or curious. It's never about protecting us. You're in competition with us in your mind. You were in competition with the Latina. You was in competition with the white women all these decades, all this time. Then back in the 90s, you was in competition with the gay boys when you found out that all these dudes were on the down low. Then you was in competition with the gay boys, and then all of a sudden, all the women wanted to go to the balls. All of a sudden, they wanted to be in gay spaces and get the tea. Okay? This is why I say a lot of the people from my community, the LGBT community, y'all dumb too. Because y'all invited these women thinking that they were your Judies, and they can't stand you. You're competition with them. They're trying to see what the competition's like and what they have to fight against. Okay? Now it's the trans women. Now we're public enemy number one because, the girls are black, they're Latin, they're Asian, and these girls are sickening, they're beautiful. You know how many things that I've seen these women post? Oh, fellas, y'all need to be careful. These trans women are looking more and more like women. Don't be fooled and tricked. Where do you think that energy, if we get to the bottom of that energy, what do you think it is? It's fear. It's fear that now they have another segment of society that they have to be in competition with. It wasn't enough that they have to be in competition with the pretty girls that have these dudes' eyes. Now they got to be in competition with the trans women. All of it is sickening. You can't even get on a train you can't even go to work. You can't even go to church. You can't even go to the supermarket without them harassing you. Okay? You can't even go to the supermarket without them harassing you. Hold on, who's calling me? Let me finish this. I'll finish this video in a second. Okay, I'm back now. I don't even remember where I left off. But I guess maybe the gist of what I'm trying to say is that no one feels safe anymore. You're not safe going to check your mail. You're not safe anywhere. Okay? No one's safe. And trans women have been politicized so heavily, have been demonized so heavily, and everyone has their own agenda why they're demonizing the trans women. Okay? The politicians, they know that when you demonize and keep focusing on trans women, the least of our problems in society. We don't even make up 0.7% of this population. But they want to demonize us because every time they focus on trans women, it takes the heat and it takes the eyes off of what they're doing. How they're not going to fix the inflation and fix the economy. What they're going to do is make it worse. They've already started. Because these stores and manufacturers are gearing up for these tariff increases. And so they're already going up on the prices now. Okay? The straight men want us back in the closet. They're going to demonize and politicize us because they want us back in the closet with them. They want us to be their little fetish, their little secrets. They don't care if we eat, if we're surviving, if we're okay. Whenever they get horny, that's when they want to lay up. The women and the gays, they have their own agenda. Okay? We're competition. Well, the gays, we're not competition with them. The gays just don't like us because we're getting the men that they want. And we're free to be as feminine and beautiful as we want to be. Okay? No one feels safe. They've made trans women public enemy number one. They're not looking for the Pookies and Ray Rays and the job boogaloos. The job boogaloos and the Daquans and the Tyshans and the Rahims. The job boogaloo. Did I just say job boogaloo? Ooh, job boogaloo. I'm gonna have to use that. Job boogaloo. Okay? And Leroy. Okay? Everybody's don't feel safe around them because they're not safe. They've proven they don't want to fight each other and they don't want to fight the white man. They want to fight us. Okay? No one feels safe with them. They have made us public enemy number one to the point where it's not safe to be trans. It's not safe. Okay? But what you're not going to do is run around with this one incident with this trans woman and try to make us out to be the pariahs of society when you motherfuckers are the ones pushing people on train tracks. When you are the motherfuckers that are setting women ablaze on the train, that are sleeping on the train. When you're the ones that are pow-powing everyone in your neighborhood. Okay? fighting your baby mama and putting him, you're not going to do that. You're not going to, I promise you. If I have to be the lone voice, I will be. Because you're not going to do that. Y'all the ones that everybody's afraid of. Y'all the ones that have messed up the community. Because of your degeneracy. You're not going to push this one incident off on all of us so that we can distract and deflect from the shit that y'all do multiple times through the day. How dare you? Rest in peace. God rest his soul. I hate that this happened. But I don't know what happened. I can't tell you what happened before things escalated. None of us can. And you're not going to convince me, because here's the thing. If the tables were turned and he unalived her and did that to her, there wouldn't be this outrage. There wouldn't be this outrage. Okay? Y'all would find a way to say, oh, she probably tricked and fooled him. How the fuck is she gonna trick and fool him on a fucking line in a bodega when they're trying to pay for a sandwich? Y'all sound stupid. At this point, I don't even know what his background is. Okay? We don't know if he has, I think I remember reading something where he had gotten this postal job to get his life back on track because he had gotten into some trouble, allegedly. Allegedly, he had gotten into some trouble because he was trying to get his life. So nobody knows what his past was. And I'm not trying to make him the villain or anything like that, but I'm going to tell you like this. Something happened for it to escalate. I don't know. And she didn't feel safe. The girls are tired. You're not going to bully them. You're not going to put your hands on them. You're not going to disrespect them. When you sit in a room or sit in a store in public spaces and calling them all out their name and misgendering them, that is an act of violence. You're going out of your way to bully them and to be mean and evil and hurtful. People are tired. They are tired. To my dogs, make sure you do things the right way. Get you a permit to carry. Because these motherfuckers are out here, they don't mind harming you. They don't mind harming everybody. They have run amok in society. And everybody, why do you think Trump is trying to bring back stop and frisk? I've heard in the last 5 months, black men and women, gay and straight, say the most disgusting, horrible things about why they support Trump. And they think they're not even worried about the damn economy. They just want you to believe that. They just want the privilege to bully people that they don't like. Whether it's the whites bullying the blacks, whether it's the blacks bullying the LGBT or the migrants or the Latins, like, it's just, all of it is a mess. Everybody wants to fight everybody. Everybody wants to bully everybody. And then they get mad when shit like this happens. Leave people the fuck alone. And all you women that are in the comments talking about that's a man, and y'all do the same shit when y'all see the dolls out. Leave people alone. Y'all instigate all of this shit, and you only do it because you're insecure. I said it. You don't want him glazing over there and looking at this beautiful trans woman. You want to make sure that he knows that she's trans because you think he's not going to be interested. When little do you know, all up in his phone, he has the dolls in his phone in different capacities. Y'all look stupid because they come back and tell us how insecure y'all are. How all y'all want to do is talk about the trans girls to them. And they pretend really well. Oh yeah, I'm not into that trans stuff. Yeah, I'm not into that, whatever. Nah, that's whatever. And then they come back and tell us. You think we don't know? Rest in peace to Ray Hodges. My prayers go out to everybody involved. Because that's horrendous and that's horrible. to even have to have that happen. May he rest in peace, and my heart goes out to everyone involved and affected. Leave people alone.